Hello, 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 everyone. I'm just gonna test out some stuff. I'm gonna add Mr. Oliver. Is it Oliver? Yeah, it is Oliver, right? Okay, I'm gonna add Oliver to the call, well, to the thingy here, Discord. They should be able to hear you now. Can you speak real quick?
Hello, hello, testing 1, 2.
Okay, so we only are gonna be able to see it in a couple of seconds. If you can do the talking for a minute, then we are able to analyze the sound and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, hello everyone. Welcome to Division 2 round. What's the round it is? I'm trying to have a look at the title.
14,
Yeah,
14, 14.
round 14. Yeah, welcome to round 14 here in Zandvoort, in for Division 2. Yes, I am back at the Cods booth for like a very rare appearance. But yeah, can't wait to get cracking, get on with the show. I've been watching your streams in Division 2. Been very exciting so far with the. But you probably recognise me in the comments, me supporting McLaren most of the time. But yeah, it's been a quite interesting season to be fair in Division 2. But it's been a very good fight to the front. With Mansell up there, you got Dan, who's now picking up pace now back in the Mercedes, which is quite to see as well. We also had Noldus up there, Vickers up there. It's been loads of cracking good racing, but I can't wait to see how it goes in Zandvoort. Quite a difficult place to overtake, actually, in F1 in recent years. Mostly the home ground for Max Verstappen to actually to be winning races there because it's its own track, and of course, yeah, it's one of those tracks that it's hard to overtake. But loads of bank corners, which can be demising. It can be very oversteery at times. But yeah, looking forward to see how this race gets on. To be honest with you, really, really, really good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Zandvoort is a difficult track. There's not many overtaking opportunities. There's not a lot of like it's a high risk track regarding the incidents. You've got turn one, which is going to be basically a U-turn coming out of a long straight, which is always going to be a little bit risky. Then you've got sector one, just the whole straight sector one, which is all going to be fast right and left-handers, and you've got that bankered corner, which is going to be the U-turn. I think it's turn 4 or 5, if I'm not mistaken. And then, of course, you've got entering sector 2, a lot of high-speed corners, and then sector 3. I think sector 3 is not the best overtaking opportunity. That would be sector 1, I think, but sector 3 is just where you have to keep the car close to the guy in front of you and hope to make that overtake down the main straight.
Yeah, I have to agree. But it's one of those things, and it's very hard to overtake around Zandvoort. It's one of those things that it's mostly going to be a turn one overtaking place. But then again, if one driver makes a mistake, the other driver is going to pounce to make that overtake in other certain areas of the track. It's going to be very, very interesting to see. Very interested to see how it all turns out, how it plays out. It's going to be really interesting to see how all these 17 drivers can actually cope. Excuse me, around the track. It's going to be yeah, very, very interesting Grand Prix today. Very interesting race, of course. If you like SFR, of course, please like and subscribe on our channel. We're currently on
626 followers.
I know, not 326. So around, if I get my math correct, around 35 to go to hit 700. So let's hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get us up to 600. No, it's not even 600, 700. I'm going backwards now. You can tell I'm a bit rusty.
Yeah.
I haven't done this for a while. It's been my last commentary session. Lord, way back in. Oh, good Lord, trying to think now. Trying to think way back. I think it was the very first race of the season. I think.
First race of the season, we were already in round 4, so that's about 14 weeks ago. Well, 13 weeks ago.
There you go. That just shows you how rusty I am.
I mean, you speak English on a daily basis, so yeah, it's just talking for you. For me, it's more thinking because I don't speak English on a daily basis. Well, now I do because I live in Dublin right now, but it should be all good. It should be all good. I'm just gonna have a quick 1 second. I'm just gonna have a quick look to the YouTube. If you can do the talking right now, we are readying up.
Yeah, that's
So
fine.
if you're
Yeah,
just
we're ready.
wanna...
We're ready for round 14. The admins of Dan and the bear gave them the green light. There's been a slight rumor actually that Navy Speed could be retiring at the end of the season, which is quite a bit of speculation. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but it's been a bit of quiet speculation that Navy Speed could be retiring at the end of the season, which is a bit of a shame. So hopefully he has got a lot of things in his mind, of course, like everyone else does. I mean, I definitely have, of course, in my personal life, which I'm not going to go into detail to. If you can probably hear noise in the background on my end, that's my fiance watching a film. So you're gonna hear a bit of film in the background, but like that. that's my fiance watching a film, but I'm not gonna. It's a view to turn it. She has a right to watch a film. So, but yeah, Stanford. Very fast track, can be demanding at times, especially on the tires. Especially when we talk about it's a right was a clockwise circuit, so it'd be pushing on the left side of the tire. So probably be degradation wise, probably around a minimum around one stop. So it's gonna be a really it's gonna be a one-stop race, but track position is also key going into this race, of course. As we get ready going into qualifying, nice and dry as it always going into the race. It's gonna be very interesting to see how it all turns out.
I'm back, by the way. Just telling you.
Hey.
So who do you wanna go live with? Like, who do you wanna focus on today? The first qualifying lap, Surge. Ooh, retired from the session already.
Well, I think McLaren is about to come. I think I'm gonna have a big guess who it is, and of course it's Mr. Need for Speed. Need for Speed coming out first.
Because
been having a struggle for the past couple of weeks.
One of these two is your brother, isn't it?
Yes, Need for Speed is my best mate, who's a very close friend of mine for the past 20 years, and British guy who is my brother, who is my little brother in relation. So it's fun fact, yeah, British guy is my little brother. So I'm trying to keep constantly reminding you as well, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, I think both of them retired last race, didn't they?
Yeah, you know it.
I mean, better luck this time, you know. You can't do worse than 2 DNFs in a race, can you?
If you say so, yeah. If you want to say so. Let's have a look. So, Need for Speed. Let's see how he does around the lap. It's going out on the out lap at the moment, warming up the tyres. Dry session into that last arena section. Let's go on a lap with Need for Speed. Had a bit of a struggle in the last race, but he's back again now to see how he gets on around the track. On board with it now. Let's see how he does around the track. Onto the main straight now. He's going down towards turn 1. Going around, just hitting 200 miles an hour. Then into the braking zone into turn 1. Bit of a tricky zone as be the main overtaking zone. Into turns 2 and 3. Then the first banked corner will be turn 4. Keeping on the inside of the track. Preferably, I'd take the outside of the track so that you know you can get a better exit going out there. Now go through these very fast sections. Now go into the fast right-hander. This is where the automatic spin corner will be coming in if you hit that curb on the inside, which he negotiates that pretty well. Very fast right-hander coming up, hitting that in 7th. Right on the curb on the outside, he has to be careful in case the car does peach out, but he has curved that very well. Now going to this slow, no flowing left-hander. This will be the second DRS that will be coming in. If you get close to the car in front, this will be a good place to overtake going into the stadium section. Right-hander coming up, hitting the curb on the inside, just misses it, but it's all right. Hitting the curb on the inside there now. Kind of the 2 corners to go now. You got one medium speed corner coming up, hitting the curb on the inside. Just always touching the curb. Then the flat out bank corner, the last corner. It will probably most likely be a 1 minute 10 here for Need for Speed here. It will be a 1 minute 11.1. So decent first lap for Need for Speed. Good banker lap there. As British guy, his teammate put in a 1 minute 10.4.
Yeah, not bad at all. Looking at that lap from Need for Speed, I think there were a couple of things where you were going to be, where he was going to be able to improve, like that second to last corner where he hit that curb really heavily. I think he lost a couple of tenths there, as you want to take as few curb as possible there as you're coming through that bankered corner. You want to have a lot of traction coming through that corner to be able to get a lot of traction down the main straight too. So yeah, I think he lost a couple of tenths right there. But right now we are on board with a British guy again as he spins. We might want to go on board with someone else here. Maybe Doran, as he just has put the fastest second sector, the Aston Martin driver, doing a pretty decent job, I would say, these last couple of races as he's now coming around the last corner. This is going to be that bankered corner I was talking about. And then you've got that DRS straight. I think it's the second DRS straight of the circuit. The first one is going to be, well, basically, it's also going to be the first one, but the second DRS straight is coming out of turn 10, which is going to be that U-turn in sector 2.
Energy down on the lap here. As you can probably notice, the game has had its update, and as you can see, the Mercedes has a different type of look on the car. As you can probably see on the side pod areas, you can probably see it has a bit of a reprofile as a part of the update going out to the Mercedes of the season. And this, as you can see, there's the McLaren and Need for Speed there. Not Need for Speed, of British guy of spinning around. Here's Dan going down the main straight now. Hit good, approaching its top speed. P8 from Energy Dan just gets ahead of Need for Speed as Utkarsh just got next. Oh, Utkarsh hit the wall. Coming out of the corner, he went too wide on the exit, beached the car and smacked the car up against the wall. That's lap over for Utkarsh. He has to go going for a new front wing.
You know what the handy thing is in Zandvoort? You've got 18 minutes. It's going to be the same 18 minutes in, for example, a track like, what is a very long track? Belgium. Belgium, one lap takes about 1 minute 50 to get out, to get in, like one lap, like on average. In the Netherlands, it's only going to be 1 minute 15. So you've got a little bit of spare time to put in that extra lap. If you want to go for 2 laps at the same time, you can do that. Also, you're probably not going to do 2 laps on the same set of softs in Belgium because, you know, the track is so long. It's 7 kilometers in total. So compared to the Netherlands, which only has 4.1 or 4.2, if I'm not mistaken, you're going to be able to do double the amount of laps than you're doing in Belgium. So I think making a mistake in Zandvoort wouldn't be as crucial as making a mistake on a track which is naturally longer, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I mean, the mistake that Utkarsh has made there isn't too big of an issue. He's only in P11. He hasn't put a lap in yet, but there's still a lot of time on the board to be able to come in, come out, put a fast lap, come in again, come out, and put a fast lap again.
And it's on the lap now in the Alpine as he goes towards the fast right-hander. 24.9 for the first sector. Decent first sector from him now. Of course, it goes purple because it's his personal. It doesn't reference to any other. It's just referencing his personal lap before we go to the second lap runs. A little bit oversteer on the exit of that turn now as he got touched the grass on the inside as the car twitches out there. Now go towards the Marina section. 49.939 in the second sector. So this will put him around the top 10 for Adams here in the Alpine as to come to the final 2 corners. Nicely done on the outside of the exit there. Now goes around the final bank corner as it comes down the hill to complete the lap. This will probably be around, P11. I was a bit wrong there, just behind Mr. Wiggles. Noldis and the Williams is on the lap as well. Ellie's on the lap. So we're looking at Noldis in the Williams. Looking pretty decent.
The Norwegian guy right now driving in that Williams car, he's been pretty decent these last couple of weeks. I think last race he had a top 3 position, if I'm not mistaken, and he's looking to continue that streak into Zandvoort tonight as Mr. Wiggles puts himself in P1 right now, 110.2 for the Ferrari driver, but he's been really strong in Belgium and Hungary last couple of weeks too, so I do expect him to be in the top 3 tonight. But where do you think Noldis is going to put himself before he crosses the finish line?
It's looking pretty strong, to say the least. This could be a 1 minute 9. It is. It's pole 9.4. Beat that, everyone.
Yeah, that's a crazy time there from... I'm just gonna have a quick look. Yeah, I'm still live. So yeah, pretty decent time there from Noldus. I do expect that the track is gonna get hotter and faster in the next couple of minutes, but a 1:09.4 compared to Wiggles' time, which is a 1:10.2. It's 8/10 faster, and there was not much time in between those two times. So yeah, well done to Noldus, and hopefully anyone else is going to be able to compete with him, because otherwise it's going to be quite a lonely race here in Zandvoort.
Well, Unkosh is about to come in the final two corners now in the Haas. He's not beaching the car this time. The Zandvoort is almost close to the beach, so he has to beach his car, make his sand cancels. There goes Unkosh. And he'll be going in the slowest time of the day, 1 minute 12.6, but he could definitely improve. Someone just improved up there. That was Ellie who went up into, no, I think it was Mansell. I think he went into third, I think, yeah. Ginaldi is now P15. So now we've got all the turns on the board, apart from Mindful Wasp, who's chilling at the moment. So let's have a look in the other drivers. Neither Speed is back on the lap again. Low on hers as well, so he's definitely on another. He's probably completed this lap and didn't improve, so that's a bit of a mistake from there. How's Mansell doing? 1.2. Mad G. There's Mad G, who's done a 1 minute 9.8. So Mad G is into second place. Now he's been quite strong as well. Really frustrated though in Belgium with the safety car there in Belgium. He's stuck behind the McLaren of Need for Speed. Them two have a bit of a tussle in the last race, but it looks like Mad G's got it all settled and well.
Yeah, that was quite of an unfortunate incident, but I'm now looking at Utkar's. It's coming around the last corner. He was 2.3 seconds up coming into Sector 3, so hopefully he's going to be able to put a 1.9.
Oh.
He is indeed. He's going to put himself in P3. He's one of the 4 drivers who have put themselves in a 1.9 point something. Well, in the 1.9s, and it's going to be a P3 for him, so he's definitely looking forward to this race. He might have done a little bit of practice here on Zandvoort, and let's have a quick look if he's going to be able to perform the same pace during the race.
The Vic has just gone a 10th up in that second sector. No, the first sector. Sorry. So good. He's about to come towards the end of the second sector. Let's see how Vic gets on in his second run. It'll be a 4/10 up. Purple, good start there, good mid-sector from the Vicar. Let's see how he does in the final two corners here in Zandvoort. He's going to get a little slipstream actually from the Williams up ahead of him, so this will be beneficial for him. So as he comes around the final, and Vicar will go into P3, 1 minute 9.8, so not far away from Mad G. Times are getting faster.
Yeah, the times are definitely getting faster. He needs to watch out for the Ferrari on the inside, who's just coming out of the pit lane, but it seems to be all good, all clean, and that's a pretty decent lap from the AlphaTauri. We might want to go on board with someone else.
British guy went a little bit sideways. They're going down the exit of turn 1. It was a little bit shaky going into these corners. Oh, this is... British guy had to save his lap there. Really cautionary stuff there. I'll tell you now for a fact, he was too close to the curb. And then he literally again, his lines are not the best. He's got to back off. I think he's backed off, which he has. Bit of skatey lap there for British guy. Down his 4/10. He's now started his lap. So he was originally in the top 5 in the first run. He's gone into the second part of his qualifying session. It's very interesting that the guys are taking the inside line going into that bank corner. I would have thought they would have took the outside, but that's their preference.
You mean the banked corner in Sector 1 or in Sector 3?
Yeah, so it's Sector 1. Because I would have said the outside.
Yeah, me too. I would say I would go to the outside too, because you would have better traction coming out of that corner when you go to the inside. You have to basically see it turn 5 of Abu Dhabi. If you go around the outside, you have more traction down the main straight. But I would say, you know, maybe they go down the inside here just because there isn't that long of a straight. You know, the straight coming up isn't that long. You're going straight into the fast right-hander anyway, so they might want to catch a few hundreds off their time in that corner. Because the reason you would go to the outside is to have more straight line speed with the straight coming out of that corner, but you know, there isn't that long of a straight, so I'm not too sure if it would have a lot of benefit. I would do it myself, like you said, but yeah, maybe these guys are thinking different.
Doran's put himself up to P3 now with a 1 minute 9.8. So there's 4 guys with a 1 minute 9.8. 4 guys from second down to 5th. So right now it's looking pretty decent. Who's looking at 1 minute 9.8, but Nolde still leads with that 1 minute 9.4. Let's see if he can stay there.
Yeah, looking at Energy Dan right now, I don't think he's improving, but there's a couple of guys coming out of the pits right now, so we might want to focus on any of them. Maybe Mr. Wiggles, as he has been pretty fast, or the race winner of last week, which is going to be a Mansell 19, the Ferrari driver. Didn't have a great qualifying, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't do some research.
I think the Ferraris are towing.
That could be it, but they're both coming out of the pits, so yeah, maybe for the main
Mansell's
straight.
on a hot lap here. Mansell's on a hot lap, and so is Mr. Wiggles. Both of them are on a hot lap. So, so look at that. Wiggles actually moved out the way for Mansell. They're teamwork in the Ferrari crew. Not bad work strategy for them. Let's see if it's worked out beneficiary for Mansell in the second sector. Let's see how he does. Look at that, 2/10 up. This is looking pretty decent. This will be very close to where Noldus and Calvin is. Can he get anywhere near them by chance? Because Mansell in the number 19 Ferrari it would have made sense. He's Mansell 19 for sure. Round he goes. He's not Nigel Mansell. He's not in the red 5 car. He's red 19. Here he comes down the straight. 1 minute 9.6. 2/10 off. 2/10 off. That's pretty decent for Mansell.
Yeah, Mr. Wiggles has come back into the pits. He might want to switch to another set of mediums after kind of wasting that set of mediums on towing Mansell there. So we might want to go on board with Adams as he just come across the line here, going into turn 1. He takes a tight line through turn 1 here, now going to that fast left right-hander, going into that curved, banker's corner, as he takes kind of a mid-line through there, not down the inside, not around the outside, just down the middle, which is not too bad of a thought. Now going through this fast right-hander, wants to go as tight as possible through that corner. And I've got this is one of the most difficult corners in my opinion, which is going to be turn 7 if I'm not mistaken. You do have that curb on the exit, which you need to watch out for. Then we've got turn 10, of course, along U-turn coming down the DRS straight. It's going to be a small DRS straight, so possibly not an overtaking opportunity, but you are going to be able to stick your car a little bit closer to the guy ahead. And then hopefully you're going to be able to keep it there and make that overtake down the main straight.
British car made a massive mistake. They're going into that second fatality spins round. So Bash's qualifying over and done with. So yeah, Adams go down the straight and he'll be pushing out. It's a pole. Pole position for Adams. What a lap. Like you said, he did a very good lap. And it was beneficiary for pole. 1 minute 9.2. That's going to be very, very interesting going into this final parts of qualifying.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, you've got Utkarsh now going for a fast lap. He's one of those guys who is also going to be able to put it on pole. But the most interesting thing to see is Nolde is still going to come out of the pits. There's only 1 minute 30 still on the timetable, and I would say it's quite risky.
No, he's not. He's retired.
Oh, he's retired, so he's not going to be able to put himself on pole anymore. And the only contention, I would say, is either Wiggles, Utkarsh, maybe Calvin Racing, but apart from that, I don't think anyone is going to be very competitive here anymore to go for that P1 in the qualifying here.
Let's have a look at Utkarsh here to see how he does around the second sector. Like you were saying, he is one of the contenders that can get himself up there as he comes around the sector. Let's see how he does come around. Is it a purple? Is it personal best? It's going to be purple. 2:10 some of his previous times. So right now, Utkarsh is in contention for the top 5 here if he can get this lap together. As Utkarsh now flies through. Here he comes around the final corner. Let's see what line he takes. He's going to stay tight. He is. He's going to stay tight towards the wall. It's going to be a 1 minute 9.5. It's going to be P3 for Utkarsh.
Yeah, we might want to go on board with Calvin. No, we don't, because he is invalidated his time. I don't think he will make it in time across the finish line to set another time. So that will be a P5 for Calvin Racing right now. Well, provisionally, because there is going to be a lot of other guys who are still coming across the line in a couple of seconds. Let me have a quick look if Calvin Racing is going to be in time here. 5 more seconds. He might be. He might be. He is indeed. He's going to go for another lap. So these old softs, will they do the job? Will they be able to give them some wings here. Well, give him some wings here.
Has he got enough airs for it as well? Because he's got around what 30% of airs. It's gonna be very, very tricky for him towards the end of the lap. But I think he might just squeeze it through.
Yeah, he definitely will be able to. You know, Calvin Racing, he's got a lot of race pace. He should get as far up the grid as possible, because you know the farther you up ahead, the better it's gonna be for a driver, for anyone actually. If you don't have a lot of race pace, it's gonna be better up ahead. If you do have a lot of race pace, it's better up ahead, because you're gonna be able to create a distance to the guy behind you. Of course, the safety cars in consideration. I'm not too sure if a lot of usually with league racing, there's always going to be a safety car. So I'm not 100% sure if having a big gap to the guy behind you is going to be very beneficial. Of course, you're going to be... I mean, it is probably beneficial, but it's not going to have a lot of effect on your race. So yeah, Calvin Racing
then,
now...
transfers the line.
Ooh.
P5. So Adams takes pole.
Yep. Congratulations to the Alpine driver. I do have to say, Calvin Racing, he is on these old softs, right? He did improve by 2/10. So I do have to say, if he was on fresh softs, I would say he would got in in the top 3. What do you think?
Yeah, I would have said so in the top 3. I would definitely say so. It would have pushed himself probably where Utkarsh and Noldus is. So literally, it's close. It is very close between the top guys. But you never know. You can never know what this race can bring. You can never know. It's going to be one of those races that will involve safety cars. And it's one of those races that it's all come down to luck. And opportunity awaits.
100%. Let's go through the grid right now. Adams in P1, we've got Noldus in P2, and we've got Utkarsh in P3. Further, we've got Mansell, Calvin Racing, Doran, Maggi, the V car, Wiggles, Ellie, LUFC. We've got Energy Dan in P12, and the British guy in P13. Need for Speed in P14. Mark QWERTY in P15, Jan Audi in P16, Surge in P17, and Mindful Wasp, who both haven't set a qualifying lap in P17 and P18.
Right, race time. Going into Netherlands. I bet it's nice for you to have a co-commentator for once, isn't it? It's nice to have a bit of a different voice in the comms booth.
Yeah, it is definitely a nice thing to have. You know, I do commentary quite often. I'm not gonna say I preferred to do by myself, because I like to talk to
hello. That's pouring. That's pouring. That
Yes,
is
sir.
pouring down.
It's gonna be a chaotic race here, I'm afraid.
That's wet. So no. In modern science of F1, when it comes to heavy rain, it's a race start delay. You should know this by now by the FIA.
That is true.
So annoying it's so annoying that they do that though. It's so annoying.
You think so?
Nah, it's just like, look, they're Formula
Safety
1
above
drivers. They
everything,
can
though.
cope. Eh?
Safety above everything.
Safety. All right. So okay, let's if the FIA does other sports, like, okay, let's take this WRC for a factor. WRC, right? They go in wet conditions and they drive on narrow roads, which is full of rocks, trees, houses, and everything else.
Yeah, but they do have like
cliffs.
a lot of protection, no?
Oh, here we
we've
go.
got no
Race
formation
start.
lap. You can do race start.
And here we go, about to race, and off we go. It's race start here in Zandvoort, and let's see how this is going to go. For a bad start for the Aston Martin of Doran as they all swing around turn 1. They got an Alpine, look at that! Oh, Speed and Surge made contact, and that's neither Speed getting a penalty. I think this will be a virtual safety car. I think it's virtual. Yes, it's all a little bit of a collateral in turn 4, but look at that. So neither Speed and Surge made massive contact. Neither Speed with no front wing. Energy down with a very poor start as well, to be fair. He's lost 3 positions. Mindful Wasp with 4. Ginaldi made 4 positions. He's the most gainer out of that. So it's a virtual safety car coming out of this race. So right now it's all fair and square.
Yeah, and everyone is using Inter. Yeah, everyone is using Inter, so there's not going to be anyone coming into the pits anyway.
One of them is, which is Need for Speed, needs to go for a front wing.
Yeah, indeed.
So
But yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of changes going on, not many position like position drops from anyone. Like sometimes in a race, you see one of the leaders dropping out all the way to the back of the grid. But right now, the biggest loss of
Oh, Dan
positions.
goes off! Dan goes off! He went off going into the arena section. He completely misjudged his braking and just went straight off there. And he's losing like many more positions. Neither Speed needs to go to the pits for his new front wing. Noldis was coming in. Look at that, Neither Speed is flying through. He just overtook another car with no front wing. He has to come in though, which is such a shame. British guy now on the back of the Vicar. What's going on at the front?
He gets another 5-second time penalty.
Oh man, that's unlucky there for Need for Speed there. So look at that. So let's see what lines they're taking. Mr. Wiggles, he took the outside line going into turn 4. Energy Dan Ginaldi is having a bit of a problem. So he's gone off now down at the back. Dan now is trying to claw his way back through the field. British guy is on behind the Vicar. Bit of a chaotic start going to this race, to be fair, and there's adders all over the back of the leader, which is Noldis, who overtook him on the start. He wants to get his first place back.
Yeah, of course. I mean, going into this race, you've got pole, and then I mean, after two corners, you lose your position already. So that's not a great thing for Adams there. I think he's a little bit furious here of him losing that position. So, but Noldis is definitely gaining some time here. I mean, he's getting away. Adams now losing time already out of the DRS sector. Of course, the guys are not going to be able to use DRS, but he's not going to be able to stick to the slipstream, as he's got that Alfa Romeo driver right behind him. Calvin Racing, he's already getting pressured from behind too by Mansell.
Look at Mansell.
Matt G.
Mansell's having a look. I was about to say Mansell's looking at it, so have a look around the outside. If he can get this move, that's a good move. But look at this. Look at this. Calvin with this, trying to make the defensive into an attack, but didn't work out for him there. But almost made that work. Trying to get past Mansell, having a look as well. Trying to get past. Oh, that has made a mistake. Going on the turn. Oh, and there goes Calvin. Calvin's lost the rear end. It's a safety car. Neither Speed's back in the race. But what happened there? I think Calvin lost the rear end, lost the car, span off. Adams had a really poor exit as well, going out turn 4, and Mansell just gave 2-3 positions from that.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what happened there with Calvin Racing. I don't think it was an incident between Adams and Calvin, if I'm being honest. Another 5-second time, a lot of 5-second time penalties here. Energy Dan, let me have a quick look at the penalties real quick.
Dan and Surge.
Surge, that is not great. So does NFS, but he already had his 5-second time penalty. But Surge, I mean, coming all the way from P18 or P17, if I'm not mistaken, gaining 5 positions after an incident with Need for Speed is quite impressive. Only in 1 lap or like 1.5 laps, he already gained 5 positions. So good job by the Indian driver, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, hopefully he's going to be able to get...
Mindful Wasp as well. He's been very mindful. He's been gaining 8 positions in this race. So Mindful Wasp, really good clean start there, to be fair.
Yes, indeed. I mean, he's always been one of the more consistent guys during the race. I remembered Belgium, I think he spun out, but the race before Hungary, I think he had a pretty decent race. He got a lot of positions, and then unfortunately crashed. I'm not 100% sure, but I do know for a fact that he's that kind of guy that gains a lot of positions, and then the last couple of laps he just crashes out. So yeah, I mean, maybe work on late race consistency, but apart from that, he's a really controlled driver.
You gotta think about Noldis as well. He was building like what, a 4-second lead, and then after that, the safety car goes out. His 4-second lead is now wiped away. When you do driving, Thomas, do you really find it, especially in the wet? What's the driver's skill? Is it more down to luck, or do you need to be like super precise when it comes to these wet conditions?
Yeah, wet conditions, I think the most important thing with wet conditions is actually your throttle input. So I don't think how you take a corner it takes that much difference. I think it's all about the throttle input, the brake input, where you brake, where you go onto the throttle, because if you go onto the throttle a little bit too fast, you're going to spin the car, or you're going to lose traction. And yeah, I mean, also the braking. If you brake a millisecond too late, you're gonna spin into the gravel, into the grass, and especially on a track like Zandvoort, it's really important to nail your braking points and your throttle input.
Right, British guy got a 5-second penalty for somehow hitting the back of mine for what? I don't see any damage on that McLaren. So if I was British guy, I'm not a I am a when it comes to that sort of things, it's more of I would appeal, but it's down to British guy's preference because I don't see any damage at all on that McLaren. So hopefully he does appeal because it's they get that weird thing and you just touch a millisecond off the back of the car during the safety car and the 5-second penalty just comes up. It's just not really necessary, in my opinion. Not really necessary. Because if there's any damage to the car and you hit the back of the car, you get a 5-second penalty. I understand. If you touch like a millisecond, like a pixel on the back of the car, it gives you a 5-second penalty, which is, in my opinion, not correct. In my opinion.
Yeah, really frustrating, and it also gets into your head. If you're only in lap 5 out of 36, you're already gonna have a 5-second time penalty, and during that race, you're gonna be thinking about, can I get this removed? Can I not get it removed? Can I, how many positions do I still need to gain in order to get into the top 10 with a 5-second time penalty or without a 5-second time penalty? Yeah, there's a lot of factors that are gonna influence your racing skills and your racing ability in general. And that 5-second time penalty is one of them.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. When it comes to that sort of incident, if I was British guy, I will get that appealed, but that is down to his personal preference, to be honest. Most likely he will, but here we go. Noldus is controlling the pad. Look how slow. Oh dear! In my opinion, it's a little bit too slow because a lot of people are literally crashing behind. I don't know if it's too slow for Noldus or not, but look at that for packing up in the back. I don't know if the British guy has got penalty for damage to his front wing now. I need to have a look at this McLaren for confirmation. I don't know if there's any damage. Is it too slow there for Noldus? I don't know. 5-second penalty for down for on yellows.
And there we go. Off we go. We've got green flags and go. Another 5-second time penalty.
With a 5-second.
Oh man. This is really chaotic.
This is just. I want to say, yeah. Remember last week there was an incident when it comes to the safety car. There's more incidents with the safety car now. British guy now had to come into the pit. Another fight. Dan's going to need to appeal all these penalties because in my opinion this is starting becoming ridiculous. So.
Yeah, there wasn't even a green yellow flag anymore. So he got a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags, but there wasn't a yellow flag.
Like what yellow flag? It's all green.
All right, so going on board with Mr. Adams right now as he's on the tail of Matt G, not right on the tail. I would say he's kind of struggling keeping up with the pace of the Red Bull. And you do have to think, coming into a race like this, are you putting the same setup as your qualifying? Because some of these guys have put a race setup during the qualifying because they probably know it's going to be raining during the race, and then the qualifying pace is going to be a little bit slower, or the other way around. Are you going to put a qualifying setup for that, that dry qualifying, and you're going to be struggling during the race? That is something you also have to think about.
I think the drivers already know about that. Anyway, here goes Calvin trying to switch back on Mark Querty, trying to go on the inside of the AlphaTauri. Can he get him? No, not. But Marcus has opened the door there for Calvin. No, still nothing there. What's going on at the front? I think Okosh has gone past Mr. Wiggles, I think. Side by side, they go into turn 1. Can Mr. Wiggles make it stick? Side by side between these two. Oh, God, that's the Ferrari. That's Mansell going round for second. That's unlucky for him. And Mr. Wiggles has gone past the Haas there of Okosh. So one Ferrari loses places, the other Ferrari is gaining places.
Yeah, and it was really interesting there. Energy Gen just throw it down the inside as we've got Calvin Racing and Mark Querty battling with each other as Calvin Racing now takes that P14 from the AlphaTauri And his next target is going to be the Ferrari, who seems to be struggling here in the rain. Might have a little bit of front wing damage
dear,
as he
yeah.
now goes down the inside. And so does Mark QWERTY, maybe. Mansell might be letting him go through just because he's got front wing damage, as you can see on the right-hand side.
Look at that side by side between Mr. Wiggles and Adams for third. This is Mr. Wiggles going past. He's loving these conditions, Mr. Wiggles. Can he get the Ferrari past the Alpine? Has he got it done? No, not yet. Still side by side, still going at it. And it's so close, very deep. And I think Adams just has it at the end. Good defending, great fight.
Oh, there goes the Ferrari again down the inside.
Wiggles just sneaks past him. What a move there from Mr. Wiggles. And look at Hans now come back on him on the inside. And they're going like cats and dogs here, squabbling over for second. And it's so close between the two. Can he get past him? No. Yes. No. Maybe. I don't. Literally, this is brilliant. This is between the two. And finally, Mr. Wiggles gets out a brilliant driving from the pair of them.
Yeah, and especially keeping your car so controlled during that corner section. You know, it's raining. You're going side by side through a difficult corner section, and props to them for keeping it this clean. There's no toucheroonies going on there, as Adams now going a little bit wide there. He might get attacked from behind by Utkarsh, who has already dropped 2 positions here during this race. We're currently, oh, there goes Adams onto the grass, and he kind of takes that corner well. But he does get overtaken by Utkarsh. He's now under attack from behind. Keith is going to go
Keith having a little look. I'm about to say, Keith was having a look. Look at this. Train of cars. Mindful Was is in this fight as well. Look at this. Can Doran get past Keith down on the inside? No, not a chance. And Mindful Was having got the outside of the Vicar. No use there. This is brilliant. This is. I liking this wet racing and Zandvoort at the moment. Quite enjoyed it so far.
Yeah, the DRS is not playing a factor here, and I feel like in the F2 you don't have DRS either, and I feel like no, you do have DRS. You don't have ERS. I don't know which one.
Yeah, F2 has DRS. Oh, look at this. A Mindful Wasp on the inside of the Vicar. Can he get the move done? Business for 8. Wasp gets the move done and passes him, and Mindful Wasp moves up another place. That's 10 places gained now for Mindful Wasp.
Yeah, really on a comeback race here, as he, you know, that qualifying,
Made
he's going back for it.
And oh, what a move on the side of Dora! What a move on the outside of turn 4.
Keith right now down in sector 2, as he's now entering sector 2, right behind Adams. And Adams has been struggling here. You know, he's trying to get back to Utkarsh, but after that little bit of grass mowing, he didn't really get back to him. Now he's getting attacked from behind by Keith, as Doran is trying to get back to Mindful Wasp. Mindful Wasp is trying to get back to Keith, so it's really close racing right now, but as things are looking like, we are not going to be seeing a move anytime soon.
I'd say now for a fact, this is literally this racing at the moment, especially the first 10 laps of this race, has been very nip and tuck. Mindful Wasp has just got a hands down on this race circuit. I think the setup he's got at the moment is suiting his racecraft at the moment, because he's just flying through at the moment as the Wiz and the Alpine getting very close now. This is Keith and Adams. Can Keith get past Adams? Yes, no, not a chance. It's going to be defended.
Yeah, definitely defending that inside line through turn 1 is going to give you a lot of benefits and like a lot of advantage, because, you know, the guy's probably going to try to go around the outside, but it's not always working. And even if you make it work, you're gonna have a tricky exit coming out of that corner. So well done by Adams there. Right now we're looking at Doran trying to get past Mindful Wasp here in sector 1, entering sector 2, but he's gonna back out of the move. Mindful Wasp still in P7, and he's gonna continue his overtake streak.
I'll tell you what, Mindful Wasp is doing pretty well at the moment.
Looking at Mr. Wiggles, 2 tenths behind. He's around the outside. Is he going for it? I'm not 100% sure. No, he's probably not going for it, but he might be able to go for it during that long straight. He will have the slipstream, and coming out of that last corner, he might have the benefit of the... it says I've got Wi-Fi issues. Apologies, guys. So Mr. Wiggles now on the tail, only 2 tenths behind the Red Bull driver, and will he be able to? Yes, indeed he will. Down the main straight right now. He's going to catch the slipstream. He's going to go for a move down the inside. Yes, indeed he is, but he's going to back out of it.
He backed out of it.
He could have definitely gone for it, didn't you think?
Yeah, I think so. If you would have been a little bit more brave on the brakes, but that's Mr. Wiggles' preference. Maybe wait for the right time to make the move. Speaking of making the move, Keith and Alan's still squabbling it out at the moment. Trying to look at that. I think he's Mindful was taking a different line there to the guys ahead of him, trying to make the move stick. Mr. Wiggles so far hassling that Red Bull. While they're all doing this, Noldis is just streaking away. 3.6 seconds ahead of these two, of the Ferrari and the Red Bull. Mansell the 20.9, fastest lap down in P16. Oh, and Mr. Wiggles beats himself. He's beat himself on the outside of the corner, and that means Udkarsh is in there now in this fight.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just getting a quick drink.
Yeah, that's fine. You carry on. And it comes Mindful Wasp now trying to get past Keith, 2 tenths behind. We got a yellow flag, and that is for the McLaren, and that is British guy who's spun it in the exit of turn 1. So another bad day for McLaren. Udkarsh is trying to hassle that Ferrari ahead of him. Can Mr. Wiggles can get past Matt G? No, the answer is not. He's too far ahead. Meanwhile, oh, Keith's hit the outside of the wall. Get Mindful Wasp a sniff. This could be a massive sting in the tail, and it is. Past he goes, and look at Dan. He's trying to go on the inside of Serge, and Dan's gone through Mercedes. And is this? Oh, and Mindful Wasp is now into 5th. He's absolutely driving. What a great that Mindful Wasp is on a mission right now from last place. He could actually have a potential to make a really good finish out of this race.
Yeah, and even looking at this, you know, from the commentator side of the view, you know, even if Mindful Wasp is gonna crash out, if they're gonna ask me who's driver of the day, I'm definitely gonna give it to Mindful Wasp, no matter where he finishes right now, because what a race he has had already, overtaking 13 guys in only 12 laps. That's more than one guy each lap. Crazy statistic here for the Wasp, as he's now trying to close down that gap to Udkarsh.
Doran on Keith.
Doran on Keith. Yes, sir. As he backed out of the move, unfortunately, or Keith just touched the brake a little bit later. But now Doran is battles. I lost my words.
Because Mr. Wiggles and Mad G hit down to turn 1. Here we go. Can Mr. Wiggles be late on the brakes? No, he's still not going late. He's going to hold that inside line though. Mad G will just fend him off with the extra power he has in the Red Bull, having the grippy line on the outside. Mr. Wiggles has just not been brave enough on the brakes lately. He needs to make that daring move down the inside, but of course he doesn't want to make a mistake. Mindful Wasp is only 2.4 seconds behind this group. He's on a charge. He's missiling towards this group. Udkarsh is in this fight as well. It's just interesting to see how it's all going to play out. Oh, look at that, Mindful Mr. Wiggles with a little bit of a twitch going outside of that corner, and it's just who's that? That's the McLaren, one of the McLarens. If his safety car's out, Mindful Wasp is going to enjoy every single bit of the safety car, because he knows he's in this race winning territory here for Mindful Wasp.
Yeah, definitely. With that pace, you definitely have that in the back of your mind. You have to come into the pits right now, no matter what. Going on to a new set of intermediates.
British guy's beached. He's beached on the curb. He's out of it. British guy's beached.
He can reset back to track, no? I think he can.
I don't know if he can.
Yeah, it is allowed. It is allowed. He should.
British guy, if you can hear us, you can reset yourself. There you go. Well done. Well done.
He does have a broken front wing, so he still has to come into the pits. He's lapped already, so yeah, not too sure.
That's one of the annoying things, isn't it? He just beats himself literally on that sort of part of the track, isn't it? It's very annoying.
Yeah, it is really annoying. But as I was saying, you know, being mindful was... Wait, Noldis isn't coming in, neither is Udkarsh. What is this kind of strategy?
Maggi, 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Mindful Wasp is going into 3rd. Noldis is not in. Udkarsh is not in. The other drivers are coming in. This is interesting. Very, very... Mad G is onto the mediums. Mad G is on the mediums. What has he done? What has he done? He's on the mediums. Mad G, what's a mistake? That's a mistake. He's actually done himself over. Oh, man, G, you've actually done yourself over. Oh, no, you were doing so well.
Oh man, what a race night to ruin for the Red Bull driver, and it is ruined indeed. Mr. Wiggles, who's going to be stuck behind the Red Bull driver now, and I'm not too sure if they're even going to be able to get back to the safety car, because you know that Red Bull driver isn't going to be able to go fast through the corners, or he's going to spin out. So will they be able to close down that gap? I do think so, but it's going to take quite a long time. 9.4 seconds, 9.3 seconds.
Well, Mike,
yeah, it's going to be.
It's the rain dying off, though. It's Maggie got something in his mind. Sure, it's way too early for this.
There goes the Williams. The Williams all the way onto the grass. But yeah, the rain has stopped raining, but I do see a lot of rain still on the track. So going on to the mediums, it's a risky move, but is it going to pay out?
I think Maggie knows something that we don't, so maybe it's a smart move, but in my opinion, it's way too early. But
yeah, no, he missed his braking point, shoot through, and now he's onto the gravel, so he lost a lot of positions.
British guy's
there.
out.
Oh, already? That's unfortunate, British guy. Better luck next time, buddy. Noldus is now coming into the pits. Big mistake, big mistake.
Noldus is in, yeah, now Noldus is in, so Okosh is now taking the lead. Mindful was. For what? Starting last place, he's now in second place, but he hasn't stopped yet.
He's also going on to the mediums. Noldus is also going on to the mediums.
Ellie's on mediums as well. So they know something that we don't know. They think the track is going to be drying out. So maybe Mad G figures something that we don't know. Is it going to be drying out as soon as we think it's going to be? That's a big question.
Yeah, to be honest, I think it's a little bit too early. They're gonna lose so many time to Utkarsh, Mindful Wasp, who are still running 14-lap-old mediums, but they're gonna be way better and more beneficial and faster than the 1-lap-old medium tires right now.
You gotta think though, is it gonna be, I don't know, is it gonna be, this question is gonna be answering. Is it the track gonna be drying quick enough as it should be? Is the interrunner staying out for a few more laps when it starts drying out and they can stop? Or is the fresh interrunners gonna pass these guys and then get the moves done before they go onto the dry tire? There's so many questions that need answering.
I think the intermediate tire runners who have just come into the pits are gonna try and stay out as long as they can. And yeah, the 14-lap-old intermediate drivers just have to come into the pits as soon as it dries up, because otherwise they're gonna get eaten by the guys who have just gone into the fresh intermediates. And I'm now, because also what you have to think about, if you're staying long on intermediate tires, they're kind of getting slick/mediums, so there might be a little bit of a strategical thing going on here with the old intermediate tire runners, but yeah, apart from that, I'm not too sure what the strategy is behind this. Yeah, should be all good. Should be all good. It's going to be an exciting race still 20 more laps to come, as we are now entering.
Has it not been exciting enough?
Yeah, I mean the excitement that Mindful Wasp has given us is enough to fill this race. I mean, we've not seen that many excitement overtakes from anyone in the last previous races, so Mindful Wasp, great job, and yeah, he gets my driver of the day already.
So anything else fails, he's gonna be a driver of the day already.
Yep. I don't care.
Need for Speed now has gone onto the mediums now.
Oh man. I don't know what to think about this strategy. I really don't. And with the amount of penalties that the guys have already, they do have to take a risk. But we're seeing two different strategies from the guys who have penalty, you know. Energy Dan, he's staying out on 15-lap-old intermediates. You've got Maggie, who has a 5-second time penalty, who is going into the pits to go on to 2-lap-old mediums. So what strategy is going to pay out? That is going to be the question for soon, but it's still very, very wet on track right now. As you can see, the water drops are still flying through the air, and yeah, the medium tires runners will be losing a lot of time. So I'm gonna go to a leader then we will be able to see how many time they lose to the leader of the race. It's now 7.8 seconds, 6.9, so it's somewhere around there. And if they're losing more than a second a lap, they're going to be struggling.
So we've got 20 laps left. And ready to go. Here we go. Ellie gets a 5-second penalty with a collision with Noldus. So that's a mistake with Ellie. But here we go. Let's see how quick Ukosh can get away from Mindful Wasp. And how quick can these fresh intermediates can get through. But I'll tell you what, Mindful Wasp was asleep there and absolutely blasted away his Ukosh. What a start that is from Ukosh.
Yeah, Mindful Wasp got caught sleeping a little bit, but he has also got a gap to Aidens for one.
Marquez, he's gone off.
Oh, and he took a lot of people with him. It seems like Keith is all the way at the back of the grid too. So Keith just went into turn 1 a little bit too aggressive now into P17. But how much time?
Federal safety car.
Oh, yeah. That way we are not able to analyze if the mediums are faster or not.
Surge 5-second penalty for ignoring the yellows.
A lot of 5-second time penalties here tonight.
Look at that, with that start that Ukosh did, look at that, Mindful Wasp is back in front of him. I think Mindful Wasp went for a wet setup here, because he can't be flying through the field if he had that much confidence. Has he got a wet setup on his Mercedes, I wonder? Has he got a wet setup? He's flying through the field.
Yeah, I would say so. You know, Mindful Wasp, he hasn't been this extraordinary yet, and he right now into this wet race, he's just gaining so many positions. It's impossible to think that he's not winning
a... Gonna be?
Sorry?
I'll forget. It's all about. I was about to say how quick is Mindful Wasp's reactions, because we've just gone into green now. Now we're back under green. That's to see. I'm gonna see how Magi's coping. Oh, 2 seconds. Oh, it's way too early, isn't it? It's only fallen to 2.5 seconds. 2.7. Mindful Wasp is going to be looking for the lead here on Ukosh. He's going to go for it. He wants the lead badly, and he wants it done before the pit stops happen.
Yeah, of course. I mean, looking at Dan being so close to Mindful Wasp right now, they have to watch out for that double stack. You know, the Mercedes drivers, they're both
good point,
separated from each other for only 2.5 seconds. So either Dan has to slow down a little bit, or Mindful Wasp has to speed up a little bit, but as of things right now, they're going to be colliding with each other in the pit lane. So unfortunately, Energy Dan is going to be losing a couple of time there and might be losing a position to Calvin if he comes into the pits. But Calvin has come into the pits a little bit earlier, so he will stay out on these intermediates a little bit longer.
So Ukosh now, soothing on the throttle. Mindful Wasp is buzzing the annoyance out of Ukosh. It must be... That's literally going to be so annoying for Ukosh. He wants to focus on his concentration in front, but he's also going to focus on Mindful Wasp right behind him. 4/10 per second against this lot. Vicar and Ginaldi are fighting a moment. Vicar's just sticking ahead of Ginaldi, sticking the nose of the Red Bull ahead. Let's see how Mindful Wasp can deal with this.
Oh, Mr. Wiggles on the tail of the Alfa Romeo driver. Down the inside he goes, down the main straight. Will he be able to make that move down the inside? He's gonna back out of it. Sorry to interrupt you.
That's fine. You carry on. You keep doing what you're doing.
All right. That was in the wrong hole. All right. Mansell right now right behind Jan Audi.
Oh, Wiggles got the switchback. Wiggles with the switchback on Calvin, and Calvin with a bit of contact there on Wiggles, and just holds out only just about. Great racing.
NFS with another 5-second time penalty, and now Wiggles. Oh, he had a little bit of a snap there. Kind of looked like, oh, he's going down the inside.
But it took him. He's actually took it. What a move!
Calvin Racing had a little bit of a snap going into that corner and kind of lost the car. Had to control the car again, and now he's going to be the V car down the inside, but he's going to back out. So Calvin Racing seems to be struggling here in Zandvoort in lap 19 out of 36.
This is so interesting. This is so intriguing. Who is actually going to win this race? We got Mindful Wasp, who is still sticking to Ukosh. Doran is all over the back of Adams. Dan is in contention as well. I suppose he's in contention, can't say that, because those penalties he's got, he wants to get those removed. Speaking of Dan, that's Mr. Wiggles on Daniel. Let's see if we can get past him.
Yeah, Mr. Wiggles is a little bit too scared of making that move into turn 1, I feel like. But you know, it's better that way than just throw it down the inside and don't expect the unexpected, you know, like if you miss your breaking point by a millisecond, you're just gonna and he makes that move on energy then there, as we were talking about the Ferrari driver. But yeah, if you're going a little bit too deep into turn 1, you're just gonna spin out 2 guys, ruin your race, ruin another guy's race. You're also gonna get a penalty. So better think straight and don't make that move into turn 1. And like a couple of corners later, he made that move anyway on energy then. So good job by Mr. Wiggles right there.
And look at this, now he's just taking on Doran. It's like I said before, with the fresh inters he's flying through against the old inter runners. And look at this, he's going to try to get past Doran. He's got the Slistrin, the Alpine of Adams in front of him. Here comes Mr. Wiggles now, down the inside and gets Doran. He's moving on to 4th now.
Beautiful move there from the Ferrari driver. And what is he going to do? Oh, he almost went. He lost like a couple of positions there, but he didn't go into the wall.
I
so
don't
that's
think a
great.
couple is even the word in it. He's lost a chunk full.
Yeah, I mean, he's not into the wall yet, so that's a great job from him.
Because
controlling the
Calvin
car.
on the back of Dan, he's going to go down the outside of Daniel. He's defending it. Calvin's going to go right around the outside. Can he make the move stick? Around turn 1, he's got the inside line to go into the next turn. He should get it. Dan's holding the inside line for the next turn. Little bit of contact between the two of them. Going into turn 4, Dan's got the outside, Calvin the inside, and Calvin gets the place done.
He's got it. And Dan is now looking around the corner, how do you say that? Around the corner? I think it is around the corner, isn't it? Right on the tail of Calvin Racing now. Is he going to be able to? No, he has an awkward line through there as he needs to get back on track. Cuts the corner there a little bit, might have been a warning. As Matt G now takes the fastest lap of 120.6. Is he on new tires? Yes, indeed he is. So the intermediates are still faster than the mediums.
Look at the Vicar now around the outside of Energy Dan, trying to get the drive out of the turn. Side by side between the two of them. And hang on, what's going on? Is Mr. Wiggles gone past Adams? I think Mr. Wiggles just gone past Adams for 3rd. So now Mr. Wiggles now going to try and catch up to Mindful Wasp next.
Yeah, and he's on fresh intermediate, so I don't think he has to come into the pits anymore to go on to another set of intermediates. And Utkarsh, Mindful Wasp, Adams, all those guys still have to come into the pits. So Mr. Wiggles is definitely looking for the race win here as the V-car is now trying to get past Energy Dan. Down the inside he goes into turn 1. You're going side by side. No contact between the two as he takes a beautiful line through there, has better throttle input, and that is going to be moved.
Hang on, we got a yellow flag. Yeah, Utkarsh made a mistake. I think Utkarsh made a mistake, and I think Mindful Wasp was sniffing at him there. And look at that, you can see Mr. Wiggles 2.4 between the two. The 2nd and 3rd is so close between the two. Oh, Serge and Dan, massive contact. Serge and Dan, massive contact.
Yeah, not too sure what happened there, but we're on board with Mindful Wasp now sniffing that butt of the Haas driver. As it seems like Utkarsh has a better exit coming through turn 10 there, going into turn 11 and 12, as Mindful Wasp really needs to stick to the toe of the Haas driver to be able to make a move down the main straight. Calvin Racing who now makes that move.
Calvin gets out of this. Oh no! Right out of the road there for Calvin. Good smart driving there from, oh dear! He's losing places as well. That's Mansell going past. Hang on a minute, was Mansell went to the pits literally the early stages of the race because of an incident, and now he's back up into the top 7 again.
Yeah, beautiful race by both the Ferraris actually. Mr. Wiggles, Mansell, who both come into the pits. They executed this strategy to perfection as Energy Dan gets a 3-second time penalty right now, and I think that's the only 3-second time penalty we've seen today, haven't we?
What's going on? Mansell spun in turn 1. Oh, you were talking about the Ferrari getting a good having a good strategy. I think we just jinxed Ferrari again. I think it's just Ferrari's luck. Maybe it's because I'm on commentary. When I'm not on commentary, the Ferraris do well. When I'm on commentary, the Ferraris don't do well. Is it me, or am I not making sense?
I mean, it's one driver for one commentator, so the good commentator... Well, I'm not going to call myself the good commentator, but like, the one who doesn't jinx anything is going to be having the driver in P3, and you're going to have your driver in P10 right now.
Mr. Wiggles in the fight now. Mr. Wiggles is caught up to the top 3. It's now a top 3 fight for the lead.
Yeah, Mr. Wiggles definitely has the benefit here on those 9-lap-old intermediates, so he's going to be way faster. He wants to get past these guys as soon as possible, or maybe wait for the opportunity for them to get into the pits and then just overtake them there. He's going to have a 20-second gap, as I don't think he has to come into the pits anymore. There goes Utkarsh. There goes Utkarsh. So Mindful Wasp is still going to be battling with Mr. Wiggles. So this might be a very strategical action by the Haas driver, as Mr. Wiggles is now going to be causing some time loss for the Mercedes driver. So if Utkarsh comes out of the pits, he's going on to mediums. He's going on to mediums.
They're still going for that medium strategy, aren't they? They're still going for it.
I have no idea why they would do that. The track is still very, very wet. You can still see the water drops on the helmets. And I think they have made an absolute mistake there. Mr. Wiggles now on the tail of Mindful Wasp. We might want to go with the leader and see if they...
Yeah, but I'm going to say, because Vicar is closing on this fight. It's 5.9 between Mr. Wiggles and the Vicar. Don't lose out the Vicar too short just yet. But as you can see, Mr. Wiggles has got the extra grip in those beneficiary new intermediate tyres compared to the old ones of Mindful Wasp, who's had them on since the start. Bastianoldi that just got past in the Red Bull. Ellie has retired and left. Bad luck to Ellie there.
Wait,
let's see how Mr. Wiggles can get past.
We missed Nolda's DNFing.
Yeah, no, I haven't missed it. I just thought wait for you to commentate on it.
Oh man, no, I totally missed it. Probably because he went onto the mediums or something, or did he crash into the wall?
Utkarsh is struggling on those mediums. He went into the gravel there, so he's made the wrong choice going onto those medium tires.
Yeah, and that's someone who isn't watching the live stream, because we definitely give some more information about all the drivers who went onto another set of tires. You saw us talk about how other guys went onto the medium tires, and now it's Jan Audi going onto the soft tires. Also a bad decision. So yeah, the best looking guy on the track right now is either Mindful Wasp or Mr. Wiggles, but Mindful Wasp still has to come into the pits.
So right now, Mindful Wasp is just holding on the best he can till the track dries out, but it's not drying out just yet. So painful for Mr. Wiggles. He has to get past Mindful Wasp when he stops, or can he make the move done? It's like Formula 1 real life. They're trying against Mercedes at the moment. It's like real life racing, this.
Yeah, but there isn't a Red Bull up ahead, so this is the more interesting racing than the actual F1 right now.
Okay, I'll take it back. It's like Singapore in real life, but in Holland. But here we go, Mr. Wiggles. This is for the lead. He's going. Can he do that late braking? He actually does. He's going late on the brakes. Mindful Wasp down the inside. Mindful Wasp is on the inside and defends the position. Great driving from Mindful Wasp to defend it.
Yeah, have you ever heard that they also call Zandvoort the European Singapore?
No, I have never heard that term, no.
No, I just made that up. All right, going on board with Mr. Wiggles right now on the tail of Mindful Wasp. Doran with the fastest lap still on those intermediates, so that is definitely going to be still the fastest tire here on this track, as Mr. Wiggles is losing a little bit of time. Is that some signs of fatigue here for the Ferrari driver? Of course, we don't know if he's racing on a controller or a wheel, but I feel like it's more exhausting driving on a wheel than it is driving on a controller. You do race yourself, right, Oliver?
Yes, I race a controller, and I'll tell you now, racing a controller is alright, but it's just down to concentration, to be honest, and getting every single corner right for 36 times is not easy. I'd say that for a fact.
Yeah, but there are a lot of fast control drivers. I do have to say that. Like, I raced against him.
Laser for one. Laser for one.
Yeah, I've raced against him too. He's an alien. He's one of the faster guys I know, and he's putting so much practice into this game. And props to him though. Like, getting that fast, it's a skill you need to have. You cannot learn that in 1, 2, 3. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Laser, he just put hours upon hours upon hours driving this game is unbelievable. I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it? He just doesn't. He doesn't stop improving until he gets to esports. It's one of those, isn't it? He just loves playing F1. He watches F1. He just loves F1 in general when it comes to laser, and that's why he's one of the best out there.
Yeah, 100%. Now, looking going on board with Mr. Wiggles, he's not getting past the Mercedes driver yet. So it might be a hard task for Mr. Wiggles now. But I do have to say, you know, Mindful Wasp on 26 lap pole intermediates. I don't think he's going to last until the end of the race. I would like to know what his tires are on right now, percentage-wise. Because I can imagine that it's around 70%. And I do feel like 70% is quite a lot. The strategy prediction for this race was a one-stopper onto the intermediates again. But it seems like Mindful Wasp is just going all the way on these intermediates.
I think the reason why Mindful Wasp is staying ahead, as you check out the onboard of Mindful Wasp compared to Mr. Wiggles, is that it's the savior of the earth. Okosh is gone round in the second sector, and along with Mark Querty, so those two have had an accident somewhere. That's going to put a Red Bull unlapping themselves, or lap through. That's Mad G going past, and going towards the end. So Mark Querty is as he fly past him. And he's down another fast level, the 19.3. He's 11.1 behind Mansell. It's really interesting to see how these two really get on. Right now, they're both playing tactics with how they really manage the with the ERS and that. It's very interesting.
Have you taken a look at the ERS already?
Yes, I have, and I watched the onboards of the both, and it's a big comparison.
Mindful Wasp. He is still defending. I thought it was going to be Mindful Wasp making that move. But
he looks closer. He looks closer. Mr. Wiggles is closer. He's having a look down towards the outside of Mindful Wasp. This is the move they had a few laps to go. Can Wiggles can get past Mindful Wasp this time? Mercedes versus Ferrari side by side, and they still going up side by side for turn 2. Turn 3, Mindful Wasp will have the line and defends it again from Mr. Wiggles. Again, Mindful Wasp is driving absolutely beautifully at the moment.
Yeah, really defending quite well there, choosing the right lines, choosing the right way on how to approach this attack from behind. And, you know, he's just doing the right thing. He's not making a single mistake. He just wants to go all the way on these intermediates. I don't feel like he's going to come in anymore. I don't think.
I think he's actually going to do it. I think we're going to go like what 7 laps to go, and it's literally into the final stages. I think Mindful Wasp is going to go from. Get this, he started last, and he's into first, last to first, and he's not stopping.
What
That is amazing if he can do this.
That's the headline of Speed Force Racing, like the whole season. You know, guy goes last from to first without pitting.
I think this will be the drive of the season by a long shot if this can be pulled off.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he still has 7 more laps to go, as Wiggles is going to go and try around the outside again, but he's not close enough.
It's not happening, is it?
It's not close enough. Nope. It's not gonna, and like, you know, Sector 1 is possibly the sector where you're gonna be able to make that move, but then going into Sector 2 and Sector 3, there's just no opportunity. There's no way you're gonna be able to make that move. Now, Mr. Wiggles
he's got the drive going on turn 4. He's got the drive on turn 4, but again, Mindful Wasp is just shadowing his move. He just doesn't want that Ferrari to get past any sense of the form. It's going to be so intense going to the final few stages of this race. I am loving this fight between the Ferrari and the Mercedes. This is brilliant stuff.
Yeah, they've been racing for a lot of time this race already. And, you know, Mr. Wiggles, he might be getting a little bit frustrated right now and might be starting to make mistakes, as there's a yellow flag in Sector 2. That might be Calvin Racing. He's right on the tail of Surge. So do we switch over to that one, or do we keep on focusing on this one?
I don't know. It's one of those things, and let's have a look at Calvin and Serge. No, they're holding station. Here we go again. Was it part number 1,603 between these two?
Yes, I do think so. He's not close enough, like 2 tenths. You have to be within 1 tenth already coming across the finish line to be able to make that move into turn one. It's not going to be again. But I do think I know what Mr. Wiggles is doing right now. He's trying to stick behind Mindful Wasp going into this bankered corner. And then hopefully he's going to have better traction because Mindful Wasp has those old intermediates. So he just has to do it off the traction instead of just off the yeah, I don't know, anything else, you know, racing skills, whatever, just off traction.
In my opinion, it's just if I was in his shoes now, maybe he could try different lines, maybe he could try different ways. Oh, I think he's got the run here. No, Mindful Wasp is holding the door. He's shutting the door. Here we go, around the outside. No, he's still not getting through. Mindful Wasp is defending with his life here. It's brilliant stuff.
Yeah, once again, and this is quite frustrating. Well, it's starting to get frustrating for the Ferrari driver. I mean, he has been behind the Mercedes driver for how many laps already? I think it's half the race, isn't it?
It's been ages.
Yeah, 100%. So Utkar's now with the fastest lap. He's trying to get that redemption
There we go. Now he's got the run. Now he's got the run.
Yeah.
Now he's got the inside of the Mercedes. This is it. This is surely the pass for the lead. But again, Mindful Wasp, he's got the extra ERS on him. Can he go around the outside? Side by side with the go. Fryer and Merck round the outside. This Mindful Wasp. Can he get the move done? No, he's still holding on each other. Oh.
How is this possible? What a drive from the Mercedes driver.
I can see the reason why now he's got your driver today by miles.
Yeah, I mean, even if he would crash out right now, let's be honest, he's still our driver of the day, isn't he?
If he can pull this off, this is the driver of the season, and this is to defeat Division 1 standards of driver of the season. This is incredible from Mindful Wasp. He's holding on. Oh! I thought he went off then.
Yeah, me too.
I thought he went off, and there was a lag spike.
But yeah, all props to Mr. Wiggles too. You know, it takes two drivers to keep it clean. And Mr. Wiggles is not making any aggressive moves, trying to get Mindful Wasp here. He's just keeping it clean, just trying to make a move whenever he can, but he's not doing the extra things. As the V-car is getting closer, though. The V-car is getting closer. We need to keep an eye on him because he's gaining a couple of tenths every lap. So
I was about to say, yeah, the more they fight, the more Vickers going to be coming in, but he needs to get a move on as the Vicker before this race ends, but it's going to be very, very close, to say the least.
Yeah, Mindful Wasp again choosing that inside line. I do have to say the outside line paid off last lap too. So I think Mindful Wasp just has the perfect setup. I think that's it. I think, you know, it's not really the lines he's taking, because either if he takes the wide line or the tight line, he's always getting ahead of the Ferrari driver. So oh, there goes my Wi-Fi. That's really, really annoying.
Oh, I'll just carry on for you, but so I'm just on Mindful Wasp and Mr. Wiggles at the moment. Mr. Wiggles is just trying to, well, I don't know, get some type of nerve underneath the Mercedes, and because Mr. Wiggles trying to get a quicker line out of the turn there, but nothing to use round the left-hand side, but nothing used there at all. Again, it's just one thing after another with the Ferrari. He's getting so frustrated seeing the back of that Mercedes. He's just trying and trying and trying, but nothing comes out of it. And you can see the Vicker is just there, 1.9 seconds behind this battle. It's going to turn into a 3-man fight very soon, as Wiggles and Mindful Wasp just keeps on fighting, and Vicker will be on the back of these two very shortly. Again, Mindful Wasp holding on to his first place ahead of Mr. Wiggles. We've got 3 laps to go to the end of this Grand Prix. Mindful Wasp is just holding on to Mr. Wiggles. Hopefully he can pay this off. A very tight line there from from Mindful Wasp, and this will give Mr. Wiggles a chance. Can he get it around the outside? No, again, Mindful Wasp shuts the door on him. Unbelievable stuff between Mindful Wasp and Mr. Wiggles. This has been a sensational fight between the two. Unbelievable stuff here.
Yeah, sorry,
and
I'm
as
back.
you
I
can
was
see,
just
the
listening to
Vicker is on the back.
Sorry, I was gone for a second. I was trying to sort out the microphone. Well, the internet. But it's all fixed
Yeah,
right
you
now.
carry on.
Mr. Fig.
Vic is in the fight. Vic is in the fight.
Vic is in the fight. That's crazy. It's only 2 more laps after this one. And who's going to take the race win? Is it going to be Mindful Wasp on 34 level intermediates already? Or is it going to be Mr. Wiggles? Or is it going to be the V-Car who we didn't think was going to get close? Oh, Mr. Wiggles is really, really close right now. 1/10. And is he going to throw it down the inside? I think he needs to get past Mindful Wasp as soon as possible, because otherwise it's going to be the V-Car trying to make that move on the Ferrari driver around the outside right now.
Can he actually do it? No, it's going to be close for the Vic.
Oh, he goes onto the curb.
My has him. He pushed him onto the curb. And you know what? It's fair. He's allowed to do that. He's defending this space. It's all fair. It's all fair. He's allowed to do it.
Oh, yeah, no, this is not going to be great for Mr. Wiggles. His tires are gone. He might have a puncture too. You know, you never know. You can't see it. Can you actually see that from the comms box?
No, I haven't yet. I would love to know what Mindful Wasp's tires degradation is at this moment in time, because he's got to be close to puncher territory right now. The DRS has been enabled. The DRS has been enabled. That's bad news for Mindful Wasp. But 2 laps to go as well. The DRS is now enabled. This is not good news.
Sorry, I kind of missed what happened here.
The DRS is now enabled. The DRS is now enabled.
No way. This is so bad for Mindful Wasp right now. Oh, this is so unfortunate. Yeah, it's gonna be 1 more lap, seriously.
It's gonna be game over. This is gonna be 1 lap run towards the straight. Now Mindful Wasp has got the run. Now Mindful Wasp has got the no, Mr. Wiggles got the DRS. How is late? It's Mindful Wasp on the brakes. Oh, they made contact between the two. Mindful Wasp finally loses his position due to the fact of the DRS being activated. And look at this, it's all over the place now. If the DRS didn't activate, we would have been one hell of a finish. But oh well, it is what it is. At the end of the day, if the DRS didn't activate, Vicar on the back of Mindful Wasp. Oh, Mindful Wasp has spun! Mindful Wasp has spun!
Way.
Mindful Wasp has spun! Oh no!
Oh man, what
the last lap as well. Oh, he's lost his podium as well. Serge has gone through. What's happened to the Wiggles has gone off, and this has given the Vicar a chance. Can he get around the outside? He does. The Vicar's gone around the outside of. The Vicar's gonna win the race. Wiggles had a mistake there going into that section of turn. He must have beached his Ferrari. The Vicar's gonna win the race.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Mr. Wiggles, he's probably out of concentration right now.
He's gonna kick himself for it.
He's gonna kick himself very bad. He had a 1.3 second gap to the other guy, to the V-Car, and he kind of messed it up himself. The V-Car takes the race win with Mr. Wiggles in P2 and Search not in P3. Maybe if he can get that penalty removed.
As Mindful Wasp's got a punch, I wonder.
I do think so.
I can't see. Everyone's coach for
right
well done to
back,
Vicar, by the way, for winning the race.
Right back, right rear has a puncture.
Carry on.
Right rear has a puncture for Mindful Wasp, so yeah.
Oh, I can't even see it.
One more lap and he would have made it. One more lap and he would have made it.
Still our driver of the day, by a long shot.
Still driver of the day. Still driver of the day. Honestly, he's done a great job. Just a bit unlucky with the rain going away. I think it was also the rain getting a little bit lighter at the end of the race. I think, you know, if you don't have rays at the end of the rain, it's gonna be more. Yeah, it's gonna be more harsh on your tires, isn't it?
So Vicar, Wiggles, and Calvin is our podium finishers for the race. We're looking forward to hearing from them, to be honest.
Yeah. Would you like to do interviews?
Am I doing interviews at all?
I'm usually not doing interviews, but we could do interviews.
That's what we usually do here, but...
Okay. We do have to get them into the Discord call then instead of...
Right, I'm going to try my best here. Search for user. I've never done this before, so this is going to be fun. So we got Vicar. I already do it. I'm going to figure this out
I
now.
usually am just gonna ask if anyone is interested, because usually not a lot of people are interested.
True.
But then, of course, there could be a guy saying, yes, I am, and then we didn't follow them the whole race at all. Oh, Mr. Wiggles? Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna invite him real quick. Is there an interview thingy in here? That would be nice. There's not. Wait, I'm
I
gonna
do have
ask
people on
Dan.
Discord by chance. I do have people on Discord. That's a
You
good
do have
question.
them? Wait, I'm gonna ask
Uh,
Dan if he can make a chat real quick. Oh wait, maybe I should show the thingies first. This one, okay. There we go. Oh no, I'm gonna be. Oh man, I was too late. Sorry guys. Sorry. Apologies.
my
This one
bad.
back at it again. I tagged Dan, but he didn't reply, so we might need to add a couple of guys. Calvin also wants to join, but we didn't really look at his race. So I wanna add Mr. Wiggles real quick. I'll add Calvin too. By the way, guys, there's going to be a little bit of a break here, just so we can sort out the interviews. So we will be switching over to the
Unbelievable.
be right back soon, and then I mean it's already switched to it. So I'm gonna mute ourselves real quick, and then we will be right back. All right, guys, we're not going to have the interviews, unfortunately. Well, we do actually, but they're going to be on Mr. Oliver's YouTube. So make sure to check that out. Fortunately, I have to go here. So I wish you all the best and thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys around probably next week. Hopefully the quality was good enough. This was 3B Thomas, commentator. Peace out.